Hey, Monkees fans. All right, look, I know you guys are like, what's going on? Where's season 2? Season 2 will definitely be the next episode, I promise you. We just had one more thing we figured you'd probably be interested in, or hopefully you'll be interested in. Over at videoranch3d.com, which is where you can buy anything Mike Nesmith related. Right now, you can, if you buy something for an extra $100, you can have a video meet and greet with the man himself, Mike Nesmith. And he'll personally autograph whatever it is you bought over a Zoom call with him. And that's what I did. And I actually, myself and Jeff's sister bought it for him. So he also got to talk to Mike Nesmith. But what you're about to hear is my conversation with Nez himself. Even saying that out loud is mind-blowing. Mike Nesmith and the Monkees were super important to me at that time in my life when stuff that becomes very important to you becomes very important to you. And it sticks to you for the rest of your life in most cases. I never, ever thought I would have a conversation with one of the Monkees, ever. Maybe like meet them somewhere, get a quick autograph, maybe a picture. And I have to say, he made it feel like we were friends. Like I was very nervous at first, because I was really worried that maybe, don't meet your idols kind of thing. And like he might just be like, oh, hey, how's it going? Yeah, thanks for that. All right, I'll sign this to you. All right, buckaroo, boop, boop. And then that'd be the end of it. And I'd still be like, that was amazing. But I'd have that, that weird like, ooh, taste in my mouth. That did not happen with this conversation with Nez. As you will see, he made me feel like we were friends. For like, I'm sure everyone who talked to him will say the same thing. But he's so laid back and so cool and so Nez that when you're talking to him, you forget you're talking to Mike Nesmith, a member of the Monkees, a band, and a person who's been very important to me. So by having this conversation, this face-to-face conversation, over Zoom, not face-to-face, but, it was amazing. It was amazing. And everybody involved with it, it worked out very well. Another thing I've got to say is we're able to put this on the podcast because Melody and Nez gave us special permission to do it. They said it's not something they usually do, but for whatever reason, Nez agreed to let us put it up here on Podcast Valley Sunday. It's unbelievable. The first time we're supposed to talk, he had to be evacuated because of the California wildfires. So our talk got postponed, understandably. And the day it actually happened, it was supposed to be at 2:30, but I was the last one of the day. And he's talking to other people. So we started ours at 4:20, which if you listen to this, you'll see why that's an apt time to start our conversation. And I've got nothing but praise for it. If you're a Monkees fan and have the means, I would definitely suggest talking to Mike. He answers questions I had. He goes into stories about Jimi Hendrix, things that only could come from his point of view. And he just was openly chatting with me like we were good buddies. So I'll stop now. We'll get right to the point here. This is my conversation with Michael Nesmith. I hope you dig it, because I sure did.
Chris, how are you?
Hi, how are you doing?
Pretty good. Have we met?
No, not yet. This is our first time.
I would have remembered because of that outstanding mustache.
Thank you so much. I made sure it was extra perfect for today.
It is. My gosh. There was a day when I used mustache wax as well. What's our agenda, Chris? What do you want to get out of here with?
Yeah, I just really wanted to say to you, like, being able to talk to you face to face is honestly something if I could tell my 14-year-old self this was going to happen, he'd be freaking out right now.
Oh, fantastic. Well, hi, 14-year-old Chris. Welcome aboard.
But yeah, no, honestly, you've had like not just like a musical influence on me, like you within the Monkees, within the First National Band, beyond, has really had an impact on who I became essentially. And just wanted to say thank you for that, for good or ill.
What was do you have a way to put a name around what it was that influenced you and
man.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's hard to even say. It was almost like in between like the last year of like grade 8 and then going into high school is when I got into the Monkees and got really into the Monkees. And I was
high school?
Yeah. Yeah.
You are one brave mother.
I went into I went into grade 9 loving the Beastie Boys and the Monkees, like equally.
Oh,
So
that
my
is.
mixtapes were a total cluster.
I liked the Beastie Boys too. I think I may have liked the Monkees better, but I didn't really listen to either one of them unless we were playing. When we played the first concert back in the day when the four of us could not play. Well, I mean, look, we all played when we first started off, but I mean, it wasn't like, the great rock lions that were coming out and saying, "This is the way you play the music. All you need is love." And I'm going, that's it. It's not, "I want to buy me a dog." And so I thought, well, go foraging. See if you can find the Chris Peck-Hoggs of the world out there and go say hi and see if you can find out where he got that hat. That's a fine piece of business.
Thank you. I got this hat to get married in. This was my wedding hat.
Oh,
So I figured this is another occasion almost as big as that. So I should pull the hat back out.
Do you wear it with the brim down ever?
Not often. It's pretty much a stuck brim up. Kind of have the cocked
Yeah.
off to the side because my head's too big.
It's a nice piece, my friend.
Oh, thank you.
Good
Thank you.
work. Good.
And I also want to say my cousin Jeff and I, that's who we came up loving the Monkees together. We actually have a Monkees podcast that we just are doing the Monkees on tour because you just brought up the first shows. That's the show we're talking about tomorrow, actually.
Unbelievable. That's great. Well, those shows are leaking out there.
Oh, yeah.
We just got finished creating a live mix for it, and my son Christian did the Mike and Mickey thing. It's astounding how good it is. It sounds just like we sound when we play. It's overdub free. There's nothing going on with it other than just us four playing music, and I really think of that as a real artifact of us. If you're a Monkees fan, that's something you really want to have in your collection.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So if you're ever looking to hear a podcast about yourself, you can check out Podcast Valley Sunday. That's what it's called. So
Podcast Vally Sunday?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm going to look that up. Yeah.
Great. Yeah, check it out. We're just about done the first season. We break down each episode. And then we pull 3 random songs out of a green wool hat and put them in an ongoing countdown.
Wow, how cool. What a cool idea.
What it does, like I'll watch the show and break it down, and then we talk about what's going on in the show and then behind the scenes stuff we can find, and kind of it's like by Monkees fanatics for Monkees fanatics essentially. And it's a lot of fun to do every week, my cousin and I.
I'll bet it is. Has anything emerged as your favorite moment?
Ooh, that's tricky.
Okay, well, don't answer it. I know how hard those are. Just don't,
Actually, I have one question. It might be an unanswerable question.
Okay.
But in one of the episodes, alias Mickey Dolenz, that matters, you're playing like bomb experts or demolition experts. And right before you, yeah, of course. And right before you plunge the thing down, you say, "This one's for you, Dale." And we're always wondering if you would remember who Dale was when you said that.
Well, let's see. I had a dog named Dale, but I think this may have predated her. My 2 dogs were Roy and Dale.
Okay.
And, your typical kind of arch joke. But no, this one's for you, Dale. Gosh, I don't know if that.
Yeah, I figured.
Weird off the cuff things that you say when you're high. And I was high a lot more than, like, right now I'm not, but that's only because they won't let me anymore.
Oh, really? I had one right here just in case you burned one up. I was like, oh, time to go with Mike.
Well, is it legal where you are?
Yep. Up in Canada, it's all
nice.
good to go.
Yeah. I'll have a joint with you if you're looking to smoke.
For sure.
Yeah, let's do it. And now that it's legal, we're all having the time of our life. I mean, come on. Why wouldn't you do this?
Exactly. I was lucky enough to catch you and Mickey in Toronto, the Mike and Mickey show. And I just want to say it was so fantastic. Your voice was so
strong and
Uh,
amazing. It was such a treat because we had never seen you live. We'd seen the other guys a couple times,
yeah.
but when you were there playing and singing, it was like a perfect. I have to say, many moments I just teared up. I couldn't believe it was actually
Oh, that's
happening.
fantastic. Well, you are one of those who actually can listen to me sing. Most people can't stand it. I'm one of them. So I have to kind of back off. But you know what we're doing right now? This is my concept of convalescence and reconnoiter and all, not reconnoiter, what's the other one? Whatever the word is for laying back and smoking a joint with a friend. It's one of my most enjoyable things. But nobody in my coterie will do it with me. I have one guy, but everybody hates him. so I can't have him come over and they say, he's stealing from you. And I say, I don't care. Everybody's stealing from me. What do I care? This God gave it to me. Now I give it to whoever will take it.
If you ever need another friend from Canada, I'll.
Oh, come on down, Paco.
Come on down.
Is Paco your nickname?
Yeah, it's how you say my last name, and then that just kind of became my name. Probably the hat, the glasses, the mustache. I look more like a Paco than a Chris.
You do, and it's a cool look. Don't lose it.
Thank you.
Just exactly right. You've got your little soul patch. Mine just went boom, like that. And this was the soul patch until it went like
it took over.
Yeah, and but I can't get anybody to go out. I said to my girlfriend the other day, I said, let's just go take a walk and smoke a joint and just let the sun light in and just see where we are, because we're out here by the ocean, and just, you know, and enjoy the thing. And she said, no, because you'll die. I said, well, I'm gonna die anyway. What difference does that make in anything? Don't jump, you'll die. Yes, I know. That's why I'm jumping. No, I'm not in the slightest bit suicidal. I have the greatest time being what we call alive. But I do love hanging out and with you guys on these meet and greets and so forth.
Yeah, thanks a lot for doing these. This is really amazing. I know it probably takes up a lot of your time and meeting all these different people who are.
Well, it does. You know, I look at it as I was about to say investment, but that's too cold. It's a gift that you and I can give each other. See, I don't get to meet you. Mm-hmm. You don't get to meet me. We have this barrier between us, which is this line between us on the plate here. And then it dawned on me, I guess it was Melody that sort of had the idea, which is, why don't you do this and this and this? And I thought, yeah, we could do that. So that's where it started months ago, and I just loved it. I've met so many interesting people. I just got off a meet and greet with what was her name? Dozier?
Tony Dozier.
Tony Dozier, and she's an instructress at a school for the deaf.
Oh, really?
What a conversation. I was saying, okay, tell me some deaf jokes. I want to know what deaf people tell each other to make us laugh. And she did. I mean, I can
really?
you, but they're not that funny. I mean, they were deaf jokes. Come on. But one of them, she actually laughed at the bartender who everybody in the bar noticed had sort of gone, ah. And they looked up and there was about 8 or 12 people coming in the door, and they said, what's the matter? And he said, oh God, they're in here again. Why does that upset you? He said, oh, they're from the deaf school next door, and it won't be long before they'll start singing. Which I thought was hilarious, but I'm the only one that laughs at it because they think it's cruel. They think I'm making fun of a hearing impairment. I'm not. I'm making fun of the joke.
Well, I laugh too, so I guess I'm in the same boat with you.
Oh yeah, we're birds of a feather. I knew when I saw the hat and I saw the glasses thing, and I thought, oh, this is one of my people.
Thank you. Yes.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Where are you, Chris? You in Canada?
Yeah, I'm in Canada. I'm in a place called Welland, which is by Niagara Falls.
No, nice. I had some friends up in Canada. I say had because I haven't talked to them in really a long time. And I said, I want to come see you, Sean. I just love to get up there. He said, well, it's very provincial up here. What do you mean? He said, well, if you come if you come in by car and you're coming through the gate, make no mention of marijuana. Don't even refer to it like you even know what it is. It's a weed. Don't say it. No, oh, that's dire. I don't want to do that. And sure enough, I got up there and the son of a bitches busted me. They didn't put me in jail, but they said, what is this? I said, well, you know very well what it is. It's a joint. I've been smoking it all the way up here. And they said, well, do you know that it's illegal in Canada? I said, I did not know that. But now that I know, how's that? No more dope. I don't have any more dope. Search the car. Which wasn't exactly true, because as we drove away, I thought, well, that was pretty close. I'm glad nobody busted us. I looked at my wife at the time, and she was white as a sheet, just like this. And I said, Catherine, what's wrong? And she says, I'm holding. I said, Jesus Christ, we're going through the border. What do you mean you're holding? How much are you holding? She said, 2 joints. That's 2 joints is life imprisonment in Toronto. What are you, nuts? And we went on and on and on. But I kind of learned from that way. And the guy who I went to visit, he said, well, it looks like you got through okay. I said, no. And that thing stayed on my record for about 15 years. And I just got a letter from the Canadian Senate saying, okay, you're in.
Yeah.
We trust you. We know you're being funny. How are you going to fight that?
True enough. So how is it down there in California for you? I know stuff has been postponed.
It's full of the coronavirus. That's what it is. Nobody can go out. If I walk out the front door, everybody starts screaming at me. Where are you going? What are you doing? Why are you doing? You're going to die. It's like, I was just going to get the paper. No, it's a wholesale panic down here.
Yeah.
Wholesale panic. Yeah, it's not good.
Jeez,
but I'm healthy.
Yep.
Can you hear that knock?
Yep. Yeah. I knocked
you. I fucked it up. Oh, there it is.
One question I had, actually, if we have the time, or if you got to keep going, I understand.
Oh, my time is your time. That's why I called.
Okay. I just recently I bought Infinite Tuesday, and I read it, and then I also got the audio book of it.
Oh, thank you.
So I heard that. That was fantastic. The audio book was fantastic.
Oh, there you go. That was Infinite Tuesday as well?
Yeah. Yeah.
No, I made an audio book of that. Well, what do you
And one question I had is, like, for you, looking back on your life and legacy or whatever, like, is it hard to grasp that you were, like, not only a witness of these moments in pop culture or just history people talk about, but you were, like, front row in the middle of it? Is it weird to think of it that way? Like, you knew John Lennon and you were there for a day in the life and all that kind of stuff. Is that an interesting thing? Because so many people are like, man, I saw Hendrix once, and that's their biggest brag. But it's like, you knew Hendrix, and you know what I mean? That kind of a situation.
You hung out. Well, yeah. I take the point of your question, and I think it's a salient question, and it's a good one, and I'm happy to answer it. It is my consorting with the movie stars and record stars and so forth of my era. Was one of the great benefits, one of the great blessings. I mean, I don't want to get into name dropping because I'll break everything, but some of the great players, and as I would come to find out, not the great thinkers, but nonetheless great players, and I loved hanging out with him. And it was all the focus of my time was London in the 60s. No, it wasn't in the 60s. It was in the 70s. And it was a wonderful time in London. I wrote about it in the book. I just felt like I fell into a tub of butter. And it was such a wonderful experience. And meeting the people who were doing the stuff wasn't near as impressive to me as actually hanging out with them, eating with them, playing with them. I tell the story around, I think it was in the book, about when Lennon showed up late for a dinner, and it was sort of the rock cognoscenti and power guys of the time. We were all at the table, and everybody was looking at that table because we were all very famous. and so forth. Lennon comes barging in the door late, and he's got one of those um, uh, cassette recorders, size of a lunchbox. It's got a handle at the top, and it click, click, click. And he said, "I'm sorry, I'm late, but I got hung at this club called the Far Out." And he said, "There's a guy playing there. You've got to hear this. It's completely new music from the other side of the planet." So we gathered around the table, and he set this box in the middle of it and clicked start. And I think this is where it gets a little fuzzy for me. I think he was playing Foxy Lady. And so it was boom, 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 Foxy, boom, boom, boom. And I thought, holy shit, who is that? And Lennon says, a guy named Jimi Hendrix. Remember his name? Boy, I sure did. And the beats after the story, and it's much more funny for late night television, where it's not even funny for that, but was we all sort of make our way out, and Nick, who is back at the hotel now, he said, "I wish you had been with me earlier tonight. I went to a club called blah, 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 and I saw this guy called Jimi Hendrix." I said, "Don't say another word." Lennon just showed up with him at the Italian restaurant we went to with his tape that he took from, I guess, the performance you saw. I said, "Oh, yeah." And he said, "I've never heard anything like that." I said, "God, we got to do something." He said, "Oh, I did it. I invited him to open the shows for us." I said, "Well, all right. God love you. We are a fraternity," because I've never heard anything like it. He said, "Well, did you hear it live?" And so time passes. He shows up at the first date in Jacksonville, Florida, something like that. He shows up there. There's a whole bunch of backstory around the plane, around the motel, because we would take over the whole hotel. And all that's, they're all kind of, they're not particularly interesting other than just for the low-level gossip that's involved. Did you know that? None of that stuff. None of that stuff is interesting, but where it gets really interesting is where you're sitting on a bed next to a functioning star, a functioning sidereal phenomenon. And you're looking at it thinking, holy crap, this is it. I can't do that, and yet he can. He's got to have some connection I don't have. And sure enough, it was true. And I got to know him better and better. And at one point I said to him, "Jimmy, I don't mean this to be impertinent. I've listened to you play it now for a few nights. I'm blown away by it. Do you think you could teach me the lick for Purple Haze?" Silence. Staring. Well, yeah, I can show it to you. I knew I was in trouble. I said, "Well, I don't play that well." He said, "Well, you have to play well. Play this, dee 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 dee, da 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 da." That doesn't quite sound like it. I said, "Was that the lick?" He said, "Yeah." And it got a little bit of smear in it. I thought, "Oh, that is the lick." And then he played it again a couple of times. He said, "But that's really all there is to it." I thought, all there is to it? I can't do that with my entire biomass working. This is celestial. What the hell is this? And so from there, my relationship with him expanded. His with me sort of shrank. And I wished that he had been more into my coterie. He was a pretty good friend of Peter's, and I think Mick's. But for me, it was as if the clouds had opened up and some creature had stepped out from a planet I never heard of, playing this music I'd only dreamed of. And that sort of thing didn't ever really make it into the book. See, the way I just told it to you, you've got all the beats and those singing and so forth. You can sort of be there with me.
Yeah.
And there's there's other little things which I can write in a book, like long hallway, and down in front of each door is a uniformed, armed police officer. And there's, like there are in these hotels, but maybe 18, 20 of these rooms. So I look all the way down to the opening door, the indoor fire escape door, and all the police standing there like that, and they're all kind of nonplussed or whatever it is police get when they're having to guard this shit. And click, click, boom, the doors open, and there stands Noel, Jimmy, and Mitch in full-on 60s regalia.
Oh,
Now,
man.
Jimmy's hair is out to here, and it's been out to there for some time. You can see the top of his forehead, a little bit of his nose, the rest of it's Jimi Hendrix hair. And Mitch and Noel are the same thing, except they are in a finery from Henry VIII, or is it King? One of the King 13, one of those guys where they all used to dress in velvet pantaloons. And I'm looking at this, and I'm seeing this is a whole other world, a whole other planet. I don't know how somebody thinks up to wear clothes like that and to play music like that. I understood the music from my blues roots, but he had been out playing with Little Richard in the Chitlin circuit.
Yeah.
Let me just say that again. He had just come back from playing with Little Richard in the Chitlin circuit. He was Little Richard's side man.
Yeah, that's so
Jimi
crazy.
Hendrix. Wonderful, wonderful piece of business. You're the only one I've ever told it to, eyes to eyes. But that was the stuff. That was the stuff for me. And it's what I remember to this day. And I enjoy telling it to you. And I suppose there will come a time when I can't see, hear, talk, wing, or pee. And it will just take over my whole life. Because it takes it over now. I can't play like Hendrix. I'll never play like Jimi Hendrix. God dang it. But I'll forever understand Hendrix because of him, because of what he gave me.
No doubt. There's a picture of it's you sitting on a bed. I think Peter's there and Hendrix is there, and there's a woman, like a girl, sitting behind all of you, looking at the camera, smiling. And I'm always like, does that girl know where she is? Like, that moment she's in.
I guarantee you, she was cutesy, and I think she probably wandered off to a bedroom with somebody. But there were 4 or 5 the camera couldn't see.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah.
Behind the camera, and everybody was just watching Jimmy noodle. It was like, the hell? These are the sounds from Mars. You just can't imagine that happening.
No doubt.
I think, and I wonder, that maybe in the acoustic days when everything was a symphony orchestra, or wasn't, that there must have been virtuosos like that.
Mm-hmm.
I think Jimmy was beyond virtuoso. I think he was miraculous, and that it was one of the parts of the universe where the curtains parted and said, take a look at this. Put these on your wedding cake. Try this while you're in the car. Listen to this when you're trying to fall asleep. Wake up. Blah, blah. And all this parade of royalty starts to come out. And you recognize them. Is that Eric Clapton? Holy shit. Is that? And you start to see these people deep in the roots of where their background is. And it's not anything you can pick up from a record. Nothing. You can't pick it up from a concert. Nothing.
Yeah.
First time I saw Jimmy play, I was standing there behind stage. And it might have been chickoom boom. But I don't know what it was. It was one of those, a combination of a 38 and an atomic bomb. And he starts that up, and he's standing in front of 3 Marshall stacks. For some, there was all that. And he looks like this doll. And he's in front of an entire crowd of 10 to 12,000 14-year-old girls.
Yeah.
We want baby. We want baby. I was shrinking smaller and smaller, not because I was embarrassed for Davey. Davey can kick ass. I just couldn't imagine Hendrix having to stand up there and listen to that while Hendrix is playing the music of the stars. And but It had gone by him.
Yeah.
He never saw. He was so. I guess I hear me speculating. I think he was so absorbed in his music.
Yeah.
But Miles has a phrase he uses when he's talking about somebody he respects a lot, being full of music, or that guy is music. He said, and he used that with Hendrix, as I recall, or something like that.
Yeah.
It's the only approbation that I ever heard of, and I heard it from somebody who saw him a lot. And that was the way I felt about it. This is cosmic.
Yeah.
They don't come along much. They came along, first time you saw Beatles on Ed Sullivan, okay, cosmic.
Yeah.
And when the stars part like that and say, you're just looking at the night sky. But one day you're going to look at this.
Yeah.
It's like, Jesus, when does it stop? And then the answer is, it doesn't.
Yeah.
First touch of infinity, that thing.
Yeah. I always wondered about like some older brother who brought like their young sister to the Monkees show and saw Hendrix open and just went to his friends at high school the next day. I was like, that Monkees show blew my mind, guys.
Of course. That doesn't dawn on me because I didn't go to high school, really. Or if I did, I didn't do anything like that. Yeah. But yeah, that was just miraculous.
Yeah.
It was
for sure.
Miraculous. Well, it was kind of all like that. But then, as time went on, the TV shows, and I began to realize you're at a time in a landscape where this has never existed before, and it can exist now. You got to get rid of the cowards. You got to get rid of the squeamish, but they will self-edit. They'll go away at a certain point. If you stay true to the muse, she will guide you. And she will say, I don't drink that. She will say, don't smoke that. Don't talk to him. Very, very, I don't know what you would call that, but, opinionated. But there were certain people which just weren't okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And I won't tell you who they are because that would be breaching of faith. But there was something about all of that going on at the same time. Oh, God, this metaphor is so homely. But it's that moment where you open the refrigerator that's just been restocked by your partner and you realize, I have all this food.
That is a great metaphor, actually. That was perfect.
Yeah. The big double door refrigerator, you go, is that orange juice? Wait a minute. And suddenly you realize,
going.
chocked with stuff. Well, Paco, I want to give you something. It's your copy of The Prison.
Yes, thank you so much.
And I want to sign it so it's personalized to you, which means I'm going to sign it with a black pen on the cover.
Perfect.
So this is the book that has come out of the box, and this is the box that it came out of.
Nice.
And I'll send this to you, and then what I thought I would do is just sign it on the front cover
Perfect.
Like literature, which it is not, but and it'll be for Paco, all best, Michael Nesmith.
Great.
Down the side here. Will that be fine?
That'd be fantastic. Thank you.
All right, I'm going to do this now. We're running out of time. Well,
yeah, no.
Look, that's a bogus statement. Anytime anybody says it, well, I'm sorry, I'm out of time. It's like, actually, you're not.
No, I appreciate this whole thing, Mike. And if I may call you Nez,
yes, it's a
appreciate
wide open door. Come right on in.
One thing I'm just going to question for our podcast, is there any way I could use this audio for it? Or
yes, I hereby vest you with the rights to do it.
Thank you very much.
Use this as that.
I've read so much about the prison, and just to actually see it there is just like, oh my God, there it is.
Huh. Well, that's exciting. That's exciting. These artworks were done by kids in a grade school.
Oh man, that's amazing.
It's
so excited.
Amazing. I couldn't believe what I was looking at when I finally got it.
Wow.
So I'm going to leave the cover unadorned because,
yep,
without being too crappy about it, they're more valuable when they are unadorned. This is okay, but this is being the main cover, generally not. Anyway, here it comes to you.
Thank you so much.
Now, I have a picture I can send to you, especially since we're brother dopers, which is this.
I'm gonna get this.
And
Oh, amazing.
I'd like to autograph.
Thank you.
Personalize that for you if you'd like it. I know you.
I would.
Honestly.
That'd be awesome.
I'm going to write, for Paco, smoke 'em if you got 'em.
Perfect.
Okay.
That's awesome.
What are we, brother vipers? I think we are.
Yes, I'd say. Awesome. Thank you so much, Mike. That's amazing.
It's me when I was completely lit. I think I'm maybe 19 here, something like that.
Oh, wow.
And as I say, completely lit. All right. Can somebody send this off to Paco in Canada?
Yes.
Thank you. Good. I'm now out of time, sir.
Yes. I appreciate all the time you gave me, man.
Listen, I can't tell you how much I enjoy this, and I'm so glad to get to do it. I hope next time I'm up that way, you'll make contact with my team.
Oh.
Say you can as Ned's got a few minutes, and come back to the dressing room, introduce you to everybody that I'm working with, and smoke a joint.
That'd be fantastic. I definitely will. I will take you up on that.
All right, my friend. Well, it's a standing offer. Any one of my assistants will come to you if you just call in and ask, and use your Chris Paco in
Yep.
your ID. Okay.
I will.
Never lose that hat.
I never will.
Okay. All right, my friend. So long. Have a good
See you
day.
later. Have a great night, man.
Yeah.
Great talking to you.
Thank you.
Hey, Monkees fans. With everything going on with social distancing, Podcast Valley Sunday will be on every 2 weeks. We hope you're staying safe, we hope you're staying at home, and we hope that you're listening to the Monkees and obviously Podcast Valley Sunday. You can check us out on Facebook, on Instagram, and on YouTube. And please, rate us and leave a message. We'd love to hear from you. But, as always, be gentle with us. We're very sensitive.